Hello, hello. So I played SSF until now. This is the character, and the main reason why I'm gonna be going to trade is this. You can see my quite limited amount of stash tabs that are full with all sorts of mainly trash, to be honest. As we like go through, it's full, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. The faster here, and I don't really know what I wanna get rid of. I've been picking up the unique rings. Just it's the habit of making a lot of weave. I don't know if there's like a logic to it. There probably is. Of what mods you get depending on what rings you add into recipe. Personally, I wanted to use this at some point, but the thing is, I never really got to the point where I could actually use it, because I was kind of going for either for the Warden chest piece from Bodak, and that never happened. And I was using a rare that I still have somewhere. I think, yeah, I was just using this rare up until I found this reverie, and then I ended up using a bunch of divines on it. I think I got a 41 roll, because I was rolling for best possible lifeless recovery mod, so like the lower percentage better. But then the armor and energy shield was like a little bit too low, and I got cocky, and I thought, hey, I'm just gonna hit a few more divines and it's gonna be better. And then the next time I've seen a good percentage there, 41, that was when I had absolute min roll on armory, yes, anyway. So I just wasted like 20-30 divines for nothing. But if I want to go back to actual structured gapping, that's the reason why I came and started on SSF, because I didn't want to think about div per hour. I didn't want to worry about being behind the curve on inflation and accruing wealth and all that stuff. And the other thing is that I wanted to see the various crafting materials as the uses they have, compared to everything being priced to the highest possible, best possible uses. Like, for example, I have some sort of like ancient rib, big rib somewhere, like this one. And then I was just using stuff, trying to hit the gear upgrades. And obviously before I got the sceptre, I was doing just a random boar that I have somewhere. That was my cute little boar. Was it this one? Shroud, yeah, it was this one. Like Shroud Walker doing the smoke cloud that blinds, and also the chill. Now we're just using this, as you can see, for a while. And obviously I was going with the mighty Silver Fist until I looked for a better Zakoa. But the issue is that I have not seen up to this point. I have never hit a +1 mod on a tablet for unique monsters. So the best I got is the one that I'm using. And I'm gonna throw the POB in the description anyway. But yeah, all I got is a shock Zakoa, and nothing else. So that's what I was rolling with. And yeah, these are just whatever I could find. I run a few untainteds, and I just try to pick up whatever makes sense. And this is where I ended up. I wanted to like move some stuff around a little bit, but I just hit the exact spirit breakpoint, and I can fit everything that I have, and that's pretty nice. I was mainly looking at what other people are doing with their setup, with their POB and whatnot, and the Wind Dancer is something that I kinda like, but yeah, this is where I ended up, but realistically, I've only played a very, very little bit with Reverie, because that's the point where I got sick of you just throwing out all kinds of random stuff. Also, I'm a hoarder. Like, for example, should I throw this away? Yeah, I probably should. Or this. Like a lot of things I should just throw away. But this is shiny, and I don't want to throw it away because it's shiny. And all sorts of random jewelry that like may or may not be somewhat useful. Like anything. Okay, this one is in particular is not very good. But yeah, there's like all sorts of stuff here, and I got in here. As you can imagine, I started the character, and I had picked up the crow bell in Act 2 because I just really wanted to start the thing as soon as possible. Even my talking head is lagging out, but that's okay. So I started using that in Act 2. I wasn't patient enough to do Twister on up to the Act 3 boss of the Mighty Silver Fist. It was serviceable. Like it wasn't anything great, but if I just waited around long enough, it took out the enemies along the way, and then obviously in Act 3 I picked up the Silver Fist, and then I was using that for a long time. And before I could fit everything in, I was just using, I think, not this one. I was using the one that had chaos somewhere. Not this one. Not this one either. I'm sure I have it somewhere. No, this is fire damage. Yeah, this one. I was using this one for quite a long time. I was using it with this sceptre, and something that I had troubles all throughout was trying to have enough res stats, and also like trying to get plus minion gems everywhere. Helmet was a little bit of a struggle for quite some time. I only had one +2 minion helmet. I think it was this one. It's like item level 66. Like that was the one that I found, and for a long time I didn't get a second one. And then I found a few that was still like holding around. I was holding this around because like if I somehow locked into Mage Blood or something, I was doing ritual, as you can imagine, trying to look for the chest piece, the Warden chest piece with the Spirit Vessel, and also the Scepter. I did take quite a few runs, around like 15 runs, I think, until I got my Scepter, and then I have another one that I also haven't thrown out, and that's also somewhere in here. and then I was rolling with just the Sequoia. Obviously the wild protector that I get from the thingy here, and yeah, and obviously the trees got changed a few times. Like some that was I think at the beginning I was like doing like this part of it. I went down to like down here. It's like this section was obviously not there because I didn't need that section for I didn't need that section before I got the chover. I don't really want to give up. I didn't really want to give up this whole hollow keeper thing because it seems pretty nice. And basically this is the spot where I ended up with. Nice, because like flask recovery from there, and then from the thing here, it's on discipline, right? The herbalism, and then so like I have what 1264 life recovery per second from flasks, and then I guess if I throw this up, that's like a little bit more on the regen, but this is a low roll, the 67%, like that is like a pretty low tier, but it's a bit awkward because I would have to like edit the life flask onto the filter, and I haven't really messed around with filters just yet, so that could be quite a bit higher, and then I guess the second one doesn't really matter. And yeah, I've run like a few maps with the reverie, but I feel like I got Swisher. I'm just gonna run something random. I'm looking for like a bigger one. I'll do it in a sec. I just threw in those that have XP on it. Okay, maybe not the less recovery, although that's also pretty nice. Okay. Oh, the crit. I don't know. That might be whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna throw in something. Just so I actually do something. But I mean, there's a bunch of actual gameplay videos. I'm pretty sure, like all around. Yeah, I mean the visuals are getting kind of cooked whenever I actually play the game, and I'm just not just sitting in the hideout. I have been using refutation all throughout. Somehow I feel like it's kind of it's hard to say goodbye to refutation, especially because I don't have a replacement gear that has like high evasion or something where it would make sense to get rid of all the other gear pieces that have ward. I think this is the one where I crafted runic ward, and then in hindsight, obviously, if I could like on rune craft it, then I probably would do it. But yeah. This is obviously what's been happening all throughout, and I just run around, wait for the minions to kill stuff. I guess I throw this down, although I don't know how much it actually matters. It should be useful, otherwise they would not put it on the item, right? But yeah, the monkey dies more than I would like, to be honest. I was trying to hit the tech rod, the one where it doesn't die right away, and it gets soul eater when it would die. That could be nice, but I was not able to find that, so that didn't happen. Also with the Chover, I actually had to play a bunch of chaos trials, trying to hit the cores. Because I needed the 2 dexterity cores, so I'm able to have enough attributes to actually equip it. Also, I haven't been able to hit a +4 on the corruption, although I've tried quite a few times. The best I got was the one that I have right now. It's just a normal one, and I got the 3rd socket. Also, it would be probably sensible if I just didn't rune craft or rune forge or whatever the weapon, and then it would just have the base one, and then it would have lower requirements, and then it would be easier. But it's generally something that I've been struggling with. The requirements, and also getting the res, and also getting the plus minion gem wherever possible. So that was quite a long time where everything, if I change something, then I have to change other stuff as well, other items, which is why I was using a pretty bad sceptre for a long time, because I just could not afford losing the attributes. But yeah. And I'm thinking that I probably will do a different character once I move everything to trade. Okay, this is like, see, like this is when it's a bit rough, because then it heals back. So the rogue exiles can be a bit annoying. And then my monkey is dead, and this is when I'm waiting for it to come back, and I'm just running around. And when I go into harder content, then my minions die a lot, and that's quite annoying. So, and it's still alive. Okay. Lol. And it's healing again. And my monkey's dead again. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. Oh, leeches 5% of physical damage is life. Is that why? Is that why it happened? And like, this is the problem that I was talking about. Like, I got to a point where I just have my inventory full, and I have my stash steps full, and almost none of them are actually valuable, but it's SSF, so I can't really just pick it up whenever I want something. Like, I was thinking about how, being in trade is basically, so you are basically using other people's stash tabs, because you can just have everything in like divines or whatnot. You can just have everything in divines, and then other people are holding the items for you, and whenever you actually need it, then you can just go and buy it from them, instead of stuffing up all your stash tabs with junk that you quite rarely actually need. But yeah, I feel like at this point, like nothing I do here actually matters that much. But like, kind of trust me when I say that it was quite nice for a long time. But then that's the awkward part when you actually record something, and but then at that point you're tired of it. But you don't want to do it when you're not tired of it, because then you want to play. So yeah. But I was, procrastinating at this point for like almost a week now, for the most part, to not move all my stuff, to the trade before I actually show that what I have is on SSF. All right, that was a minus. I don't know. There was a minus time from everyone's life. Minus few minutes when I was in there, but it is what it is. Anyway, I think it's more interesting to just look at what I do have. Do I have like anything interesting? I've only found one Omen of Light, one Catalyst or two here. There's an Omen of Chance. I'm sure there's like one or two useful cores somewhere. I got Rigbolt's Ferocity. I got Garukan's Resolve. I was thinking quite a bit, making something with these, but wasn't really anything with them that I would really want to do. And then the issue still remains that my stash is full. So basically what I want to do is I move everything to trade, and then I do a nice round of liquidating stuff, see if if I have something useful, and then with whatever I end up with in divs or whatnot, that's gonna be the budget for what I wanna do. I started a gemling. Obviously these are done, but I started the gemling and I actually went with the gemling to trade so I can get the celestial alloy. I tried to find it for a while, but it wasn't really happening. I didn't really want to do a bunch of expeditions, and then I had to find logbooks and whatnot, and then you're just going in and then checking everything, and then maybe eventually it happens. So in the end, I kind of gave in, and then I went with the mercenary. Yeah, it's yeah. It only became gambling right before moving over. So that's like level 33 or something. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because for me it's like pulling teeth, as they say, trying to move from the beginning with the character, trying to level up with the character, and realize that I had the sound turned off or not set up properly. But I mean, you haven't really missed anything from the PoE sounds, so I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I think I have like 2 rat pits sitting around. Kind of nice, but I don't know if it's like actually usable. And then most of what I have is just random rares with like a decent life roll and some res, and then I just put them away, thinking like maybe at some point I'm gonna use it. There's like some plus amulet somewhere, like +2 here, +3 somewhere else. that kind of stuff. This is the neck that I was using. I wanted to allocate Warlord's Presence, but I do not have the oils, or I mean not oils, but like these kind of things. This is like also annoying that I have the stuff, and then I also have the ancient versions of it, which is just occupying more slots in there, and it doesn't really matter because I don't even have a time lost dual where I could do anything with it. So yeah, point is I played this and this is what I got. I've got I think the calendars was like the best thing that I got from rituals. And yeah, I have this one here, but I think I had like another ring somewhere that I was using before that. If I just, I type in ring, like here is it this? No, not this one. I wanted to see if I can like maybe put life on there somehow. I don't even know why I have these. Yeah, I think I was using this for a while before I started using the calendars. Oh, I think this one was maybe the one where I tried to improve it, and then I instead it got worse. So, because I made, I got the gain for the 9 life per enemy killed on it. It's a tier 1, so like it's technically improved, but then in practice it didn't quite improve that much. And this one I just had to pick it up because I had to use it. Although it's like it is 65 energy shield, which is not a lot. But I had it in stash and I needed to pick that up. Same with the belt. Like belt, I can't really get rid of it because Knight's Life, the res, charm charges used, charm effect duration, flask life recovery rate. I think that went there after I whittled down the armor, like a low armor roll. So I think that's nice. And the flask charges gained doesn't really do anything at this point. It's in the base because like there's this one, because I cannot use them, and I'm also not using this. I can't use this, so the flash charge gain doesn't really matter. I just had this, and then I was also thinking like, I'm probably not gonna get better one, even though the evasion is low and the life could be a little bit higher, but 35 movement speed. Got the deflection mod, tier 1 chaos, tier 1 res. So I think I'm just kind of settling with this one. And yeah, same here. Has life, has the +2, has a nice int fire chaos. So yeah, this is also a settle kind of helmet. And yeah, I didn't do any second weapon set stuff, even though I probably should have. I just had the assumption that it would be more of a hassle than it actually is. Yeah, I could have done like pounce and that kind of stuff. That could be nice. Yeah, and then obviously charms. A bunch of those. Bunch of those charms from doing the ritual stuff. But yeah, as you can see, my dash tabs are kind of limited. Essences, here's the other one. Essences, they didn't really do much with them. Basically, all I was using was the res ones, either lightning, cold, or fire, and then this one, an amulet. I did it a bunch, like here, for example. And anything else I didn't really use. I think I used this one, Greater Essence of the Infinite. on the gloves when I was upgrading that. So that was that, and then I basically have everything fitting just right. But I think at some point something has changed, so like the attributes a little bit higher than usual. But yeah, I traveled out here with the giant's blood, and I do have the gloves somewhere here. By the way, I ended up using using a few divines, trying to roll a better strength, and then I got 19 strength. So I basically used it for what, 4 strength, something like that. But then if I use that, then I obviously I don't have a glove, and then it would I feel like it only would really make sense to use this if I can afford to lose this part, but I can't really cut this part because I also need the attributes that I get as I'm traveling. So like even if I cut it off, I would still have to make up for the attributes somewhere. Obviously the jewels are not very good. Just had, you know, whatever. I guess the pages are basically like one mod jewels. Like it's just only the crit damage bonus that really matters. Here it's minion damage, and that's basically it, because the curse mods, I'm not using a curse anymore, so that doesn't matter. Here, damage, crit chance, and yes, and this one is not terrible. Yeah, damage. I mean, offerings have increased life. It's like somewhat useful, a little bit. At least I'm using an offering. This one, again, curse mod doesn't really do anything. But yeah, I didn't really worry about the jewels much. And this is basically just like the best Heart of the Val that I have, which is not saying much, because I only had like 2 or 3 altogether. But yeah, and then I ended up, you know, grabbing this, and I really wanted to get to 97, because then I can afford to retake this one, which is like pretty nice one. But then I needed the points to actually get here, because I needed that 15 int. And then obviously I wanted to use my not insignificant mana pool, because I'm taking a bunch of int, so I can use a chober. So that means I get a bunch of extra mana. So I would kind of want to leverage it somewhat. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to use the mana. I had one singular rune that had the mana stuff, the you know, damage taken from mana before life. But then when I put it on, then my spirit reservation kind of broke, and I would have had to look for a better beast that has a better reservation percentage, and that would take some time. And then yeah, I just realized I didn't want to bother with it, and I just overrode the one singular rune that I have, so now I don't have it anymore. And I have this one in because I didn't really have anything else that I could throw into the body armor. So I have enough idols. So I have this. What I also could have done is that, you know, gave up on the Greater Rune of Leadership, and I put some sort of idol in there. I think that may have been a better way to do it, because I've also seen some possible, you know, issues that can arise from, and I'm just repeating what I have seen someone else say, so like don't take it one way or another. Like I'm not confirming anything about it. It's just that there have been mentions of you know, taking surprisingly large amounts of damage when you have, you know, this Stoat idol, and then you have, you know, a bunch of minions with loyalties on basically everyone, and then maybe the calculation can be buggy, or can be something with that. And I did die more after, you know, swapping to this this version and something to reverie. Part of that could be that I wasn't willing to move around that much because I wanted to see how much I actually sustain with reverie, but also it might be that. But to be fair, I think my EHP also went down after doing the swap, which like makes sense. Of course, that my BHP would go down if I'm swapping to sustain from this. But I think it's pretty comfy once you would actually get there. Like once you would actually have every recovery stuff maxed out. Like for example, I've seen the other person that was kind of copying. They had some, I don't know if it's like, I think it was from Unwavering Stance, possibly, maybe, or something like that. Something around here where you would have the, where you can allocate stuff without, in like a certain range, and there is the health stuff somewhere. Hailheart, I think, was the one. And I think, I think it was from, I think it was Bulwark or Unwavering. So the point is, it was right where you could allocate Warlord Leader and Hailheart. So that would be even more life recovery. So that's pretty nice, and then you can pump the reverie even higher. But of course, like once I move to trade, or if I move to trade with this character, then I can, become a lot stronger for quite cheap. But the thing is, I'm not super interested in continuing with this one if I move to trade with it, or even if I move to trade with it, because then I would, I would have to go into the whole getting as much spirit as possible everywhere, calculating what the beast I would need so I can hit like certain percentages, and I'm able to fit in another beast. And that's like not necessarily something that I'm super interested in, but at the same time, I will have the possibility of actually getting a properly modded Zekoa that has like extra crit and then another useful mod at least. But yeah, that it might be possible that I do something with this, and then I can also like figure out whether or not I want to get a minion belt, which would be like, it's like just minion splash would already be probably quite nice, or if I wanna, but I'm pretty sure like everything I have would just go just for that one belt with like plus minion gems and minion splash, or mage blood was another possibility, or do a different character and then I do something entirely different. Because yeah, if that was like an option where I could be like, stay with it and like move everything but the character over to trade, and then this one would just have a entirely emptied out stash. I think that's something where I would like just pull the trigger on that one, because then I could just just farm back up again. But that's not an option. Maybe that's for the better. Maybe I can just move everything over and then just stop worrying about everything, and then liquidate the stuff and see where I go from there. I want to get like Mage Blood or something. I don't know. I mean, I probably don't have many things that are actually that valuable, but I do have the Garukans. This is worth something. 2 red pits are probably worth something. The Omen of Chance, probably worth something. I have like one or two things that might be interesting. But I think that would be my plan. That would be how I would spend a few hours just getting rid of everything, sitting in front of trade all the time. But yeah, I feel like at this point I probably should just move to trade. Usually people do it the other way around. They start trade and then just go fast, and then you just actually trade with people, and then they get bored, and then they move to SSF. But I think I'm doing it the other way around, where I just transfer to trade. And yeah, that is the main reason, is that my stash is full, and I'm not really willing to worry about whether or not I'm getting rid of something that I would possibly need later. And like we said, the nice thing is that you can just sell everything and then you just buy them back. And yeah, so I think this is where I'm gonna wrap up the SSF portion, because PoE League coming soon, Torchlight Infinite coming a bit sooner, in like a few days. So, and also there's gonna be at some point some sort of PoE 2 event. Like maybe that interests me enough, so I actually do that. So I don't think there's really any reason to sit here anymore in SSF. But I wanna be able to say that I got the character together in SSF. So I think that's pretty nice. Anyways, that's good character selection. Look at it. There it is. That's what I have. This is the SSF, and then I'm gonna move everything over soon-ish. And this is the one that I just have. Even the name is a Celestial Alloy, because that's the whole reason why I made the character. But I've also seen that Gemlink has a bunch of fun stuff, fun interaction. I'm kind of thinking about doing the Arc Totems, because I used to like totems, and I haven't played totems in a while. I also used to like Arc. The Arc Totem seems a pretty good time potentially, but any build that I look at, I'm sitting there thinking about how much the jewels are gonna be, because like that can be quite a lot of damage, but also quite a lot of divines, or quite high cost just for like one jewel, even let alone multiple ones. And then everything needs to have the plus 2, well, I mean not plus 2 but plus 2 whatever you're doing, spell or melee skills or minion or whatever, the special flavor that you need for the particular build. And then also with spirit, like, oh, does this have spirit? If it doesn't have spirit, then too bad, and it's a lot worse. But at the same time, we know that the game's not super hard at the moment, aside from like some very very edge case. Like, okay, like Temporalis and no hit, I'm never gonna be doing that. But the general sentiment is that we have a lot more tools, and we have a lot more player strength or character strength compared to the available difficulty. So we can basically just do all kinds of things. And then also probably, as I said, with the +2, or I mean plus to whatever, if you're doing -1 mod, like for example there's a theoretical base and then you're just missing one line from it, then gets a lot cheaper. But I guess you can go like a lower tier, like for example you're like a neck, and it's like it's a 4, but you need a you settle with like a +2. I know it's like the 4. It kind because that's the thing that I haven't really figured out on the areas stuff. Like I probably should have done a lot more. Should have done a lot more of the catalyst from Breach, and then I would catalyst it up, and then I would hit the +4 like that from a +3. I had one +3 amulet, but then I just wanted to get it over with, and I just hit the fracture on it, and I hit a terrible mod that was on it. I hit like a tier 10 mana, something like that with the fracture. And I was like, okay, I just vendored it, which was obviously not not a play, even if I do that. But then I would have needed whittlings or whatnot, so I can whittle down before I fracture, and then I didn't have a whittling, so I was just impatient. The downside of accessibility, if you want anything, you have to look for it, you have to farm it out. But that's also the fun part. So yeah, all right. I think I've yapped enough. I think I've yapped too much and I've shown too little. I didn't really show any sort of like boss stuff, but maybe I can. But I can only do show the nameless, because I think that one is close enough actually. That's why I came here. So yeah, I can just throw this in. Doesn't really matter. But obviously this one's not gonna tell a lot. You just walk in and just stand there, and then you do the labyrinth. Like this is not a boss that where everyone would take this as a showcase or anything. But yeah, the general gameplay is this, and I kinda hate this because I don't see anything. I don't see anything, so I don't really know where the things are going. But as you can see with the reverie, like even if I get hit, it just feels back up instantly. Okay, now I got lucky. It was a nice placement of the area or arena entry. All right, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously generally fun. And run around and wait for if things to die. Oh, that's nice, I suppose. I don't even know what that is. Okay, let's sort this out. Let's see what that is. Let's ID it at the very least. And it is wrong button. Passives in radius of resolute technique. So where is that? So it's there. That would give me what? Unbending should be in reach. Something with life would be if I was actually doing this. Something with the life. I mean, it might be useful for something else. I don't know how much it's worth. Like I said, I'm gonna go and start liquidating stuff anyway, soon-ish. Yeah, like as you can see, like everything is full. See, all my tabs are full. Anyway, yeah. Obviously, none of the bosses were really hard. At least the like current difficulty that we have, right? Because you just run around, try not to die. You probably won't die, and then just let the minions do their thing. So yeah. But I feel like I'm kind of okay with what I ended up I ended up with. I could have like a better what's it called? Let's see, like for example, this is also something that I would like kind of wanna keep it for fun. Like maybe I can do something with it at some point, but in practice I probably won't do anything with it. Feel like this is how my looting went. And this one, the 4 roll, that's nice. Yeah, but I was just holding all kinds of random stuff that I was finding. And yeah, all right. I'll stop now. I'm gonna exit, and I'm gonna save the finalist as a POB. I'm gonna throw it into the description, and then I'm gonna move everything to trade, and I can finally start liquidating. All right, that's it. I've yapped a lot, and I haven't really shown much gameplay, but in my defense, there's probably infinite amounts of gameplay with this build, considering how popular it is. But yeah, for me, it really was just, run around, wait for minions to do the stuff. I haven't learned really any boss mechanics, didn't really need to. And I also haven't really, prepared any bosses or anything to look at or to showcase or to take down, because I just had enough of everything being full. But like again, I could sell all my gifts here, like all my womb gifts, and then nothing would happen. Like I would not miss those. I could sell basically all my maps, and I also would not miss those because they just drop like candy. So yeah. And I also might not even play that much overall, considering that all the other leagues are so close. Okay, yeah, I'm out. All right, thank you. If anyone ever stumbles this far into this, yeah. All right, okay, I'm out. Bye.